This is Cam Weiland, and you're listening to the 28th episode of the Wordplay Podcast. I'm so close to my climax in the deepest breath's outline that I can smell it. However, all this twisting and turning my plot has done has got me feeling thoroughly tangled. It's time to start transcribing my mountainous pile of handwritten notes, so I can get a linear sense of my plot, yank straight the snarls, and figure out how to end this puppy. As you may already know from previous podcasts, I use the free software program YWriter to keep track of my outlines. If you're not familiar with it, it's a fabulously useful and intuitive program. For an obsessively organized soul like myself, it couldn't be more perfect. It makes me happy just opening the program. This is the first chance I've had to try out the new version, so I'm excited to play with the added bells and whistles. Let me remind you that I continue to offer some really special holiday deals and gifts for my readers. From now until Christmas, both of my books are available at special prices and as part of special package deals. You can find more details on my website at kmweiland, that's weiland.com/books.php. There are some fantastic limited time deals, so I hope you'll find time to check them out. Meanwhile, enjoy this week's post, How Music Will Make You a Better Writer. Music is arguably the purest art form. It's a breathing of the soul, a perfect embodiment of emotion, a story without words. For the most part, we lowly writers can barely hope to tell as complete a story in 300 pages as can be found in almost any collection of musical notes. If you're a composer or a musician, God bless you. You're sharing a little bit of magic in everything you do. If, on the other hand, you're like me and your only musical accomplishment is playing the radio, your best hope of sharing some of music's clarity and emotional depth is to tap into it as a springboard for your writing. The arts feed off each other, but perhaps never more so than in the case of music. I'd venture to say we've all been driving down the road, listening to the radio, humming along, only to find our next story idea buried within the lyrics. A Man Called Outlaw was inspired by the Western ballad Outlaw Canyon. Battle scenes in my medieval novel Behold the Dawn came to life through Lorena McKennett's The Mummer's Dance. And my work in progress, The Deepest Breath, found the twist in its ending through a Jeremy Camp song. I put my iPod on shuffle while I work out in the mornings and just wait for the next spurt of inspiration to hit me. It's a glorious thing. If something so incidental as a random music lyric can fire up the muse, why not approach it a little more purposefully? Why not tap into the power of music when you need the inspiration most, while you're writing? In his recent post, 5 Bands You Should Be Writing To, Christopher Jackson says, "Music can be a powerful tool. It can continually inspire you as you write. By creating a mood, it can fuel your writing and drive it to places you might not otherwise go. Also, I find that listening to music as I write can help me block out distractions, both physical ones demanding my attention, like people and noises, but also distractions in my head, random thoughts and things you need to do, fighting for your attention, and telling you to stop wasting time writing stories. By listening to music, especially through headphones, you may find it easier to settle into the writing zone, to shut out those other distractions by filling your ears with sound and clearing your mind, especially with ambient or instrumental music." In his post, Infusing Your Fiction with Heart and Soul and Exercise, story fixer Larry Brooks advocates using music to tap into a level of perception, appreciation, and creative energy that seems otherwise inaccessible. One way to write scenes with greater depth and emotional resonance is to select music, I suggest movie themes, that matches the contextual mission of the scene itself. Movie soundtracks are my own music of choice while writing. The inherent drama, the ebb and flow of action and poignancy, lends itself well to the needs of fiction. I avoid lyrics for the most part, both because they distract me and because I dislike dulling favorite songs by training my brain to force them into the background. Albums with plenty of loud, intense action themes are handy, not just for battle scenes, but for ramping up my own adrenaline and keeping my fingers flying over the keyboard. My word per minute rate never fails to skyrocket whenever The Battle, the 3rd track on the Gladiator soundtrack, starts rumbling my subwoofer. I only rarely select music to fit whatever scene I happen to be writing. I prefer to let the music surprise me, to affect my words in ways I may not have otherwise found. Writing battle scenes to the plaintive love theme from Attack of the Clones, or love scenes to the aggressive drumbeat of Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World's Smoke and Oakum, always brings out elements I wouldn't otherwise have found. If you haven't already done so, make music a part of your writing routine, and reap the benefits of immersion in the magical realm of stories without words. Thank you for listening to the Wordplay Podcast. To read a transcript of this episode, visit me on the web at wordplay-kmwyland, that's WEILAND.blogspot.com, and be sure to listen again next week.